Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So I wanted to come to you guys to talk to you guys a little personal today, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about something that I saw posted online from Tommicus Walker. And if you don't know who Tommicus Walker is, that is the husband of Letoya Luckett. And most of us know who Letoya Luckett is, right? She obviously, we came to know her through Destiny's Child, and she went on to have her own solo career. I got to tell you, I didn't necessarily like her in Greenleaf, but I wasn't supposed to like her based on her character. But I loved her in The Preacher's Kid. I really love that movie, and I watch it every time it comes on. But anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent. We know who Letoya Luckett is, and so she pretty much introduced her family to us on T.I. and Tiny's Family, Friends, and Hustle. And if you watched it, even a little bit of it, you saw that he didn't seem to like his wife very much, or from what I gathered, he just didn't seem to treat her very nice. And it came out a few months ago while Letoya was pregnant that he had a side chick, and the side chick was threatening to go public with some video that she had of Letoya's husband, Tomicus. Okay. So yesterday, he decided to get on here on the internet and post a very cryptic message. All right. And it got a lot of people wondering if they are completely done with each other based on the information that had gotten out a few months ago, or maybe they are just in the middle of taping a new season. You know how these reality show folks do. They start the drama up. They be quiet for a long ass time. And then when it's time for a new season to start, they start talking again. But anyway, this clip right here, or this little post, is courtesy of the Gossip Twins. I want to make sure I give credit. It says, "Respect our privacy at this time. Tommicus Walker." Now, honestly, nobody asked for that shit, right? Nobody was wondering, or, because the whole thing with the side chick had happened a couple months back, or a few months back, and it kind of had died down. And all of a sudden, he's on his Insta story, which I was able to actually grab a couple things off of his Insta story. He's on his Insta story saying, "Never sell your soul for a storyline and money." Now, I know he meant sell as an S-E-L-L, but that's just a teacher in me. I can't help that. But I know what he meant. And then he went on to, of course, the typical Negro behavior when you out here being dirty and doing wrong. He had to do of course, he had to go ahead and post the Bible passages. You know how that, Philippians and everything like that. I ain't gonna even read it to you because Negroes, they don't have a lot, but they sure got audacity when it comes to when they out here doing wrong, and all of a sudden they want to quote the Bible. But that's just that's what he posted on his Insta story. So it has a lot of people wondering if things are now officially over between him and Letoya. Now, I remember when Letoya kind of introduced him to the world, right? A little bit before she got married to him, she was posting up with him all the time. Tommicus came into the relationship prior being married. He had been married. Actually, Letoya had a very short marriage prior to this one. So they both actually came into this union being married before. He also came in with a young daughter from his previous relationship. Okay. So Letoya started posting him a lot on her Instagram. And I will never forget this. Okay. What I remember distinctly about around the time they got married is when Letoya got married. She was posting all these, she was a beautiful bride. She was posting all these pictures of her and him. And after they got married and they went on their honeymoon, I distinctly remember asking myself, because I follow her, she seems to be posting a lot. And I mean, a lot of pictures of them on their vacation. Now, listen, I know that this is the age of social media and people have a tendency to do that. But one of the first things I thought to myself is how this is beautiful. I'm glad you're taking pictures of your experience. They look like they had went off to Dubai, and they were just like jet setting and stuff like that. But it seemed to me that they seemed far more interested in posting up for Instagram than actually putting the phone down and celebrating what you have just done. And that is cleaving to one another. You are now husband and wife. Put the phone down. We can see your pictures when you get back. And go and enjoy yourself. And what they were doing is very typical of what a lot of people do. So I don't want to just put that on in their laps as if they're the only ones that post pictures when they're on their honeymoon. But it does lead me to something that I think about often when I see a lot of these marriages begin and end very quickly. And that is the one thing I think about is, especially in the age of showing everything, I often think to myself, if there was no Instagram, if there was no Facebook, if there was no social media in this way, would you move the same way? If you couldn't show it, would you do it? And I ask myself, because being married once, it makes more sense now than ever. Okay. And I'll get into my whole personal thing because I want to tie that in. Okay. But watching these two on this reality show, he just never seemed nice to her. He always seemed very agitated with her. Now, to be fair, I remember it was this scene in the car where he was just like kind of just being so mean to her. And people were saying, listen, he had just lost his mother. They were filming during the time that he has lost his mother. And so I wanted to be fair, like, certainly that could certainly cause stress and tension. But even in that, he just seemed so mean to her all the time. Like, it just seemed like it was all the time. And, of course, they had their first baby together. And then Toya got pregnant again. Okay. And again, on the reality show, it just seemed like he just did not like her. And it also came out that he was seeing some side chick while Toya was carrying his child. All right. And that's just sad. It's just sad because we know it happens. But again, the embarrassment of it all was that, again, the side chick was threatening to release video. The fact that she had video. And so Toya was actually, in some of her more recent pictures, she had been, shown without her ring. So people were wondering if there was trouble in paradise. But then you see that post that he made earlier, like, never sell your soul for a check or money or a reality show or whatever the hell he just said. Makes me think that Toya is still trying to save face, and Toya is still trying to look a certain way for the cameras. Okay. And that's just sad. That's sad. Because I again, when I remember when, like I said, it just hit me, and it reminded me of what I saw. I saw this quote when he said that, he had been previously married. He said he would never get married again and everything. And he prayed consistently, all the bullshit that a lot of times these folks be saying out here, just to go out and embarrass your wife of what? Less than 3 years. They got married at the end of 2017. To embarrass your wife of less than 3 years at this point. And it's a shame. And you have to wonder, in situations like this, are people getting married because they really, really want to get married? Like, they really want to cleave and be with this person? Or are you doing it because, well, you feel like you're running out of time? Think about this. Toya had been previously married. Like, I don't even think her marriage lasted a year. I just honestly think matter of fact, she was married to someone else a year prior to her getting married to Tommicus. And that didn't even last a year, I don't believe. She was probably feeling the pressure that a lot of women feel. Okay, this is real talk. A lot of women feel like, okay, I'm in my 30s. Time, I ain't getting no younger. I want to be married. I want to have kids. Okay, you over there. I know we ain't really got to know each other very well, and you got a pass and I got a pass and everything, but I love you. Yeah, I know I don't know a lot about it, but I love you. Let's go do this because I want to be married. And we may not verbalize it like that. I'm being facetious. We may not verbalize it in such a way, but it do happen a lot of times like that, where we feel the pressure to go ahead and do this. And especially now, in my generation, see, we didn't have all the social media to show all of this shit off. But in this generation, to me, it seemed like they're far more interested in the pomp and circumstance of the wedding than the marriage. It's all about the wedding. It's all about the honeymoon. It's all about showing all of this shit off. But then you realize you do have to go home and live with that person. You've got to live with that person that you have just posted up on the gram with. So, you about to go and pay off this big ass expensive wedding. You got to pay off this big ass expensive honeymoon, but now you got to go live with this person. So was it for the gram? Did you get married simply because you want to show off to everybody, I'm married, look at my husband. Or do you really want to build a life with this person? Do you understand what marriage is? And listen, I know a lot of people felt a type of way when Erica Campbell said hoe seeds, right? And when she talked about that, but she also said something that I agree with. And then she said that marriage is a ministry. I don't disagree with her on that. I don't. And I think that a lot of times people get into these commitments, these marriages, thinking that it's going to be just about the gram, and it's not. It's a lot more than that. So again, you have Toya, who had just been previously married, feels like maybe her, and I'm hypothesizing here, guys, okay? Ain't no Dr. Ruth, Sally Jesse Raphael, but I'm just hypothesizing here. You got Toya, who is getting up in age, or she may feel that, and she may feel that she wants to be married, okay? And she also, her biological clock is ticking. And sometimes we don't always make the best decisions when we are under, duress in those particular situations. Case in point, I will tell you guys personally why I know that. Okay. I got married, it's been about 16 years ago. Now it lasted, I guess, 4 years. But I had been with my ex-husband 3 years prior to us actually getting married. Okay. And at this time, all of my friends, we had some mutual friends, but we had, all of my friends, my college friends, they were getting married. And I felt like dude, we've been together 3 years. They all getting married. What's up? Now I had a child prior to us meeting, that of course he took as his own, but, the signs now, and I can look back on it right now and be honest with y'all guys. I can look back on it and say to myself, there were so many blaring signals that shouldn't even have turned into a marriage. Hell, that shouldn't have probably lasted more than, we was together 3 years before we got married. That shit shouldn't have even lasted 3 years. There were so many just blaring as lights saying, girl, now, come on now. If he'll lie about that, he'll lie about this. If he'll lie about that little shit over there, why would you lie about that? Then he'll lie about this. And boy, did I find that out the hard way. Now, after 3 years, I was like, okay, we obviously want this. This is what we want. So we might as well get married. But let me step back for a bit because I'm telling you what I know. Now, when I met him and we started dating, my ex-husband had another woman pregnant. Now I was, it was just one of those situations where we met. He wasn't with her, but she was pregnant, but we met. we instantly fit, took to each other. We were liking, we're feeling each other. And I was willing to kind of overlook that, but it wasn't something you could overlook, because at the back of my mind, I always wondered how that was going to affect us. And it did affect us, because I always felt the type of way that would take his attention off of me. I'm being open and honest to you guys. Now, I have grown. I'm obviously way more mature, but I remember feeling the type of way like, I don't know if I can do this. But I was so desperate in that moment to want to be a wife that I did. Matter of fact, I was so desperate in that moment to want to be a wife, y'all. Now, here's the real. Okay, don't laugh. We went off to Vegas to get married. My parents didn't go. I had a few friends from college, a couple friends fly out to see us get married. Y'all, I didn't even have a ring. I didn't even have a ring. I mean, it was just like that. And regardless of what you've heard in the movies and stuff like that, you can't just drunkenly get up and like, oh, let me go to the chapel. You have to go and apply for a marriage license, which we did and stuff like that. I had bought like a little $80 dress from Davis Bridal. It was quick. It's fast in a hurry. And you know what? I ain't been back to Vegas since. So that soured me all the way. I ain't even took my ass back to Vegas since I got married 16 years ago. But then when we got back, that's when life really hit me in the face, because all the stuff that I chose to ignore just for the sake of being called somebody's wife and having to be as husband, my husband, it hit me in the face real hard, because life became really, really hard. But I trekked through it for 4 years, and I couldn't take no more of it. And the lies got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then it started to affect my kids, and I was done. I had enough. I got him up out my house, because shit, I was paying the bills anyway, but that's a whole nother story. He wasn't paying shit. I was paying the bills anyway. But what I'm saying is the signs were there from the beginning. But I wanted to be married because I had a child already. And I had made a decision that I didn't want to have any more kids before I was married. And again, I saw my friends around me. And it was more about like, I don't think I was as interested in being married as much as I was just interested in just saying that I was a married woman, saying that I was a wife. I don't really think that I knew I didn't do the work. We didn't sit down and really have like those conversations and the fact that, we kept a lot of the stuff that was going on in his life away from my family. I didn't even share with my family that he had a whole nother baby. I was embarrassed about that. So we walked into it on a house of lies. Like it was like a house made of sand. We walked into that. We didn't do any work in that. That maybe that was something that had we done the work, that it could have been rectified. Maybe it's something that, but you can't fix a liar. A liar gonna lie. Like I said, if you lie about something small, you'll lie about some big shit. And he did. But that's just enough about me. But I wanted to share that with you guys because I want to say I understand the need to want to be married so bad that you are willing to overlook certain shit. And it is possible. Not just Letoya, she is the subject for this video. But it is possible that sometimes we do overlook stuff simply to be married. And in this day and age, this generation, they seem far more interested in what it looks like on the gram than what is actually happening between two people. Are you truly cleaving your lives together? Are you equally yoked? Are you doing the work? Right? Do you have a mutual understanding and respect for one another? Right? What is the end goal here? The end goal, yeah, it shouldn't necessarily be just to get married, but to stay married, to still love each other, even when you can't stand each other. And she can't fix him. You can't fix what is wrong with him. You can't fix what's broken inside of a man, and he can't fix what's broken in you. Two broken people coming together trying to get married is just a recipe for disaster. And so I wish Letoya well, because she literally just gave birth, like not that long ago, y'all. Like she literally just gave birth not that long ago. And, I don't like to be one of those people like, divorce him, leave him, be done. If people can work things out and they feel that that's what's best for them and their family, I'll never be one of those people that's just like harping on a woman, like leave him, divorce him. But at the end of the day, respect yourself and love yourself, to know what's best for you and yours, because it ain't just her anymore. She has 2 kids. Like I said, he didn't embarrass her out in these streets with the side chick and all this other stuff. And I hope that Letoya ain't out here trying to still go forward for the sake of TV. You know, and we see this too much, right? I know she on the T.I. and Timely hustle, family and friends hustle and everything. And I know she might look at like, oh, and the worst part about it was, I'll never forget, when they both trying to take some advice from John Gray. Like, I hope that she can look at that in hindsight and it's like, John Gray was not the person to sit down and be ministered to about marriage. I'm sorry, but no. I'm sorry, but no. No. Okay. He just embarrassed his wife down for the 50th time and you know, apologizing to her. So I don't know. I hope that this isn't for TV, that they're willing to drag out something that needs to possibly end for the sake of a check, for the sake of TV. I hope that they don't do that, but I do wish her well, because listen, at the end of the day, we all want to be able, if marriage is your goal and that's something what you want to do, you want to be able to be married to someone and for it to last. We know that hard times come, but we want it to be because both people truly want it, not because I'm dragging you and not because I just decided to ignore all this shit that I see, but to ignore it for the sake of being married, right? You want it to be real. You want it to last, okay? Because listen, marriage is easy to get in, but hard as hell to get out. And again, trust me, I know. I've been there. Okay, it's easy to just go, again, run to Vegas, get in front of a minister, you know, with a little dress. He throw a little cup of rice at you but once you're trying to get up out of that shit, it's hard as hell. It's not always easy. It's easy to just get out of it as it is to get into it. So, just remember that, guys. I hope I hope I shared some food for thought, because I gave you a little bit of my personal life. But again, this was based on what I saw with Tommicus posting what he posted. And I absolutely wish Letoya Luckett well. I like her. I like her a lot, and I wish her well. She has beautiful children. If she wants her marriage to work, I hope they can work it out. All right. But just let that be some food for thought for you guys. And, you know, and what do you think about this whole situation? I don't want to keep you too long. I think I have kept you a long time. But, you know, when I start talking about myself, sometimes I just get to rumbling. But I hope that it was something that you can take as food for yourself. All right. Anyway, do me a favor. Like this video, share it, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And support the channel if you'd like. And I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a blessed day. And I don't know. I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care, y'all. Bye.